Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Tonight we are here with another tea time, bedtime, story time story. This story is all about my cheerleading competition victory fail. I know like victory fail doesn't make sense, but it will by the end of this video. When I look back at high school, I think of a few things, okay? Think of my friends, okay, because what is high school without friends? Think about boys, because you know, it's high school, boys, whatever. The most important thing to me though in high school was cheerleading. Cheerleading, I used to joke and say that cheerleading was my first love. It was the first time that I found something that I had a passion for, something that gave me motivation. Being a cheerleader, it just gave me this drive to want to always improve and be better, and it was my passion. And yes, it's a sport. I'm not going to debate down in the comments, okay? I got a lot of bruises over the years. I know a lot of girls who still have injuries to this day because of sports related cheer injuries they got back in high school. I made the cheerleading team. I tried out the end of my freshman year, and I was a cheerleader going into my sophomore year of high school. So this was like my first year, you know, being a cheerleader in that whole experience. Some other things that you should know in this story is that my high school was in a really low income area, but we were really good at academics. We had some really smart, gifted, intelligent people that went to my school. So we were really good in academics, but we were just terrible at sports, like terrible. So we did not win a lot, but we had, you know, I tried to have some good spirit. When Denver natives ask me where I went to high school, I always hesitate, because the minute I say where I went, it's always, why'd you go there? Like I had control over what high school I went to. I wasn't even driving until I was like 17. Anyways, although our reputation didn't seem great because we weren't good at sports, everyone in my school had really good hearts. Everyone that I knew, like inside, they were good people. I really felt like the people at my high school had like real respect for each other, and that's one thing that, you know, I think is really positive. With sports not being very good at my high school, being a cheerleader, we really didn't get a lot of support, you know, because the football team wasn't really winning. You know, basketball kind of was good. The soccer team though, those guys got down. They won all the time. As cheerleaders, we didn't really get a ton of support, being that we went to a school that just wasn't good at sports. Half the time, we didn't even have a place to practice. Depending on what time of year it was or what season or what was going on, we never had a place to practice. We would practice in the hallways, outside, in the wrestling room, just wherever we could find a spot to practice. Like we would practice there just because we were down. We wanted to have our cheers looking good. We wanted to be ready for the competitions. Like we had heart. We really did. Like I was saying before, we were a really low income high school, so when it came to sports and us being cheerleaders, other sports got way more like precedence over us. We didn't have mats. We really couldn't afford like tumbling on a consistent basis, so like someone to come in to teach us how to flip and all of that, we couldn't really afford that as a team. Our coach had left us. We had 3 coaches, and one of them had left us like 2 weeks in. We had just had so many obstacles as a cheerleading team, yet we were resilient, and we were just constantly just like, whatever, we're still here, we're still ready to cheer. So every year there was 2 competitions that we would go to. We went to what was called leagues, and we went to the state competition. So at the leagues, it was just whoever was in your league or in your district. The way it was set up, it was like we weren't really going against people who were like living in our neighborhood. It was like all these high schools that were kind of far away from us. So it was kind of strange. We practiced hard, like hard for this competition. It was the first one of our season, and so I was so excited and just hoping that I would just remember my 5, 6, 7, 8, go 1, 2. You know, I was just hoping to remember all my counts and be ready and doing my push-ups in the morning. I just wanted to be ready. So we get to this competition and we got to the other school. You can just kind of feel the vibe, you know. You could tell like their routines were way sharper than ours and their jumps were higher than ours. They were doing a lot of flips, you know, and our routine was pretty basic. But when we went out there, we just gave it the best that we could. We had that spirit, that heart. We were like, oh yeah, and we just nailed it. Like every single part, we nailed it. We didn't mess up once. So the other girls, they were doing some more advanced stunts, but some of them were messing up. It wasn't 100%. Never in our minds did we go into that competition thinking we were gonna win. We were just going to compete. Think about Bring It On, right? So we felt like we were going to basically compete with a bunch of toros, and we were the Compton Clovers. That was basically how it felt. We just really felt out of place there. We did our best. We gave it our all. And I remember it was the end of the competition, and at the end of all the cheerleading competitions, they have all the cheerleading teams go to the floor, and you kind of just sit with your team and you just kind of wait. They play music and they try to keep it hype while all the judges are tallying the scores. They go through all the teams. They say, third place goes to blah, 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 blah. We didn't get it. Second place goes to la, 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 la. Whatever. Then they say, first place goes to, and then they said our high school name, and we're all sitting together like holding hands, and they said our high school name, and we all look up and we look around at each other for like 2 seconds, and then we all just get up and we start screaming, and we're jumping up and down, we're dancing, some girls are crying. It's just dramatic. It just felt like a Lifetime movie, but in real life. I was like, oh my gosh, this is a Lifetime moment right here, okay? And we just couldn't believe it. It just felt like a fairy tale. It was like, what is going on right now? Like, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, what? What? Say what? How did we win? How did we win? But it was just like, who cares how we won? And so we were just so excited because we won. We never won anything. Our cheerleading team hadn't won a competition since like 1993. 1993. Of course, this was the time of MySpace and Facebook. We were all over that, posting pictures, having our #1 in the air. Yeah, we're #1. Yeah, we won the competition. And people at school were like, wait, what? Yeah, y'all won a competition? It's like, yeah, we won a competition. Okay. Okay. You know, we're teenagers, we're in high school, we're just in bliss, in joy, we're so excited. It really motivated us to be better. Like, oh my gosh, like, let's really try hard for state. About a week later, we get to cheerleading practice. We hadn't even started yet. Like, cheerleading practice hadn't started. Our coaches were there, and our athletic director was there. And she just, you know, you could tell on the look on her face, something was not good. It was like, what's going on? So we're all sitting down, and she was like, okay, ladies. So I'm gonna put my tea down. She was like, okay, ladies, we're all aware that you took first place at the league's competition last week. However, there has been a mistake. And we're all like, what? She said, so the day of the competition, more grades were submitted, and 2 of the girls on this team were ineligible to even be in the competition anyway. So therefore, because 2 of you were ineligible, your title is being taken away from you, and it's going to the team that was in second place. It was just like, wait, what? We just couldn't even process it, because it was like, wait a minute. We won this competition last week. We had gotten cleared. In order to go to a cheerleading competition, you have to have good grades. All of our grades had already been submitted. It just so happened that the day of the competition, a teacher decided to submit some new grades, and that's how our team had become ineligible. It was just so weird, and you know, we were really young at the time, and to me, I felt like it was fishy as hell. I was like, really? So you mean to tell me, you know what I'm saying? I just kind of felt like, you know what, them other schools, they were haters. I bet you all the mamas got on the phone and was like,
We're gonna figure out how these girls won over ours.
Our skills were not as advanced as those other teams. So I know that they were probably hot that we won. So I had just felt like in my heart, yo, somebody probably made some phone calls, tried to figure out whatever dirt our team had so that way we could lose our victory. I mean, you have to think about that. For some girls in our situation, like that win was just everything to them. I mean, it meant everything to me. You know, I was so happy about it. It really felt like, wow, like our hard work really paid off. You know, we're a really good team together. It just kind of, I think, taught me at a young age that like stuff happens and that sometimes you could win a title, but it could definitely be taken away from you. You could be put into a leadership position, but if you mess up, oh, it definitely could be taken away. But I mean, still as a high school teenager, that was hard to take. There were some girls on our team who were like angry walking out. There were some girls who were crying, and there were some girls that were just mad, just didn't want to talk to anybody. Now it's like, oh, it's embarrassing now. Like, okay, we had told all these people we won, and we were so happy that we won, and now it got taken away from us because of our grades. When you're a student athlete, you're supposed to have a C or higher all the time, or else you can't cheer, you can't be in the games, nothing. You know, so that was something we knew, we were aware of that, but it was just so funny. Well, not really funny, but it was just so coincidental how all this stuff happened at the same time. As the other students found out, we definitely got dragged for it. You know how high school can be. I feel like out of, what is that J-Lo song? She says, what did she say? Something good always comes out of something bad. And that next year at our cheerleading tryouts, that following spring, oh, we had so many girls try out. We even had some guys try out. And our team had became co-ed. We were able to cheer with the other co-ed teams. And we were able to win first place a couple other times, you know, so it was a lot of good experiences. I definitely loved being a cheerleader so much. It was something I had so much passion for. And it was so messed up that they took away our victory. But you know the crazy thing is, after that year, after we went co-ed, we were able to get mats. We were fundraising so that we could have like the tumbling sessions. And we got a new coach. You know, so we were really able to level up in different areas just by showing that we had what it took to win a competition. And the funny thing about it is at my high school, we had a cheerleading closet where it was like literally just all of our cheerleading memorabilia from years and years past. Like there was cheerleading uniforms in there from the 80s and the 90s, trophies, old pom-poms, like you name it. Cheerleading related, it was in that closet. It was just literally like a time capsule of cheerleading gear. And one day we were like rummaging through that closet, and lo and behold, our plaque was still in there. It's still in there, so we're still the winners. Still the winners. Still the winners. We're still number one. We were never number two, second to none, okay? That was just a story from my high school cheerleading experience about a time that we won, we lost, but in the end, overall, we found success. Sometimes it be like that. Hope that y'all enjoyed this story time. I'm still going to keep doing some fun story times. I don't have a ton of stories from high school, but if y'all want to hear more from high school, I guess let me know. Or if you have particular questions or stories you might want to hear something about, just let me know in the comments down below. What did you do in high school? Did you play sports? Were you part of the band? Did you do some theater? Let me know down in the comments below. I really appreciate you watching this video. Thanks for staying all the way to the end. If you like this video and you want other people to see it, be sure to give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on videos to come. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.